sure you stick with us all the way through. Let's talk about option pricing models. Models are essentially just math. That's really all they are. They're mathematical formulas that can be useful to you in establishing a trading plan and building a mental framework around what you think things might be worth. Many times, people in the professional trading community build their own models. But that doesn't mean you have to build your own model. Lots of times people will just use right off the shelf Black-Scholes, and they'll actually just use that to build a valuation model for what they think options are worth, and they'll go straight from there into trading. And that's perfectly acceptable. If you want to do that, it's also acceptable if you want to do a lot more research and dig really deeply into the math behind it. But the model itself is really just a tool. It's really there. And one of the ways that it can help is that a lot of times people use them to build a framework that removes emotion away from the pricing that they're seeing in front of them. I know personally, when I was trading, I was always really glad to be able to have a pricing model in front of me that kept me anchored into what I thought the actual valuations were. Now, oftentimes, because options are and option prices are a function of supply and demand, these prices can sometimes not have a whole lot to do with what you have in front of you as far as your model is concerned. But it's important that you understand that the model is not what is making your investment decisions. You are making your investment decisions, and that because options are really subject to lots of different variables that are sometimes unforeseen and that you don't anticipate, supply and demand can push pricing in directions that make your model look like they might not have a lot of to do with each other, the actual prices in the marketplace and what your model says it's worth. Importantly, you need to always recognize the model is a tool that is spitting out prices based on what you're putting into it. And so one of my fellow colleagues on the investor education desk loves to say this phrase: garbage in, garbage out. And what it means when you're talking about models is the model is going to spit out something that is based on the assumptions that you make when you use those inputs. And so it's important that you understand that the inputs make a big difference in what it outputs.